Hello, this is Francoise Nicoloff, your host for the Conscious Ear podcast. In this second episode, I will share with you what this podcast is all about and how it can help to transform your life or the ones that you care for. And first of all, I'd like to introduce myself and what I do. Again, I'm Francoise Nicoloff. I'm a French-Australian clinical psychologist for over 40 years now. I'm currently based in Sydney, in Australia. I'm the director of the Australian Tomatis Method, and I'm also a certified senior Tomatis consultant. I'm an international trainer and speaker. I used to work as an excursion manager for a cruise before I met Dr. Tomatis. That was many, many moons ago. And I enjoy traveling a lot. So discovering new countries and new people was a very interesting experience. And I still do that, which very much fills my heart with joy. After a lot of life-changing events, I took an advanced degree in clinical psychology in Aix-en-Provence in France. And Dr. Tomatis offered me to help children and adults and train practitioners as well as to do the Tomatis program. I was based in Marseille in southeast of France. And I started to go regularly to Paris. Dr. Tomatis sent me to Barcelona, to Milano. I was really honored when he sent me to initiate the first training in Japan in 1993, whilst I was based in Tahiti. In 1995, I chose to leave and set foot in Australia with my daughter Ségolène. Nevertheless, my international work continued, and I've trained professionals from the Philippines, Hong Kong, Singapore, New Caledonia, and even in Canada. And for the last 3 years, I've been involved in supporting the Tomatis professionals in China and working with Chinese families who have children with special needs, like autism, speech delay, etc. I've also co-authored the book, The Listening Journey for Children, and it's a book series, and other ones are still on the process of being delivered and published. So why the Conscious Ear podcast? Why name it this way? It is actually based from Dr. Alfred Tomatis' autobiography book, The Conscious Ear, and L'Oreille et la Vie in French. This was a bestseller in the late 90s. So when we say the conscious ear, it speaks about our ability to be totally conscious and present in our day-to-day lives. And that means talking about us as a whole person and our connections with the universe, with our mankind and with nature as well. So it speaks about our ability to be totally conscious and present. What it means is also that we are conscious, we learn to identify the difficulties in our lives, we accept them as challenges, and find answers or solutions to transform our lives into a happier, healthier, and more harmonious lifelong experience. Don't you think that every child, adult, family deserves a good life? And so how do we do this? Well, you might ask. We will look into health and well-being, the way Dr. Tomatis did in his life. It is looking into neuroplasticity and the connections of the ear, the body, the brain, and even the heart at the emotional level, that we might be able to find answers as to the why, as to the issues like auditory processing disorder, autism, learning difficulties, ADHD, ADD, sensory integration disorder, anxiety, stress, depression influence our abilities to learn, communicate, and behave, and be happy in our life, and be successful. So what's more important is that I will be joined by health and education experts from all different fields around the world to give you the best solutions, therapies, and modalities that have helped thousands of individuals and families in different cases and have been tested and proven to give improvement and beneficial results. There are many people who have had expertise in their fields. And this platform, the Conscious Ear podcast, will be that place where we can bring all that knowledge together for people like you to have a place to listen and hopefully find solutions, find answers to your questions, and sometimes get that haha moment, which I often hear in my sessions with clients and trainings with professionals. Hearing them say, wow, that's what I wanted to hear now. I know. This is our sign of success for me. The reason why I established the Conscious Ear podcast is to help to educate people, to have access to new ways of thinking, to have access to new solutions and information that is available around the world. And the world is my playground, so the world is not small for me or not big enough in terms of being able to bring you that knowledge. So having worked in the health industry for 40 years and now offering you this podcast is certainly a big challenge. It's a challenge in terms of learning about the technology, but also we have to be consistent in delivering to you valuable information. And it must be flowing, and it has to have the regularity and the frequency that you as our listeners will require from us. Of course, I've got a team around me to do that, but that's another challenge for all of us. So in view of this, you can send us questions, concerns, and maybe suggestions of people you might know and would be happy to be part of this podcast as well. Everyone is welcome to join this journey. And I will try to answer your queries with the help of experts here in Australia, but also around the world, and so that every episode will be worthy of your time. The Conscious Ear podcast is currently available on iTunes and Stitches Radio. Don't forget to like and follow us on our Facebook page, The Conscious Ear Podcast. So let's start that journey, that adventure. Let your worries and success be heard. And this is Francoise Nicoloff once again, your guide to health and wellness. Speak to you soon.